Alright, and here we are. This was our go time, and well, welcome back everyone to the DotaPit League Season 2. It's soon to be covered up, but we still got some games. Soon there's gonna be a big tournament over in LA, and guess what? We got one of the teams right here, right now, to actually have some sort of blah, blah, test! Wow, I can't even English. Well, the good news is I actually got an Englishman with me. So, Wakey, what is up? Hopefully you can actually help me out there with the English language. And let's open the draft right now.
Yeah, man. How's it going?
Ooh, you are very silent. Hold on for a second. I just have to bump you
Turn
up,
me up.
15 notches. It's fine. Alright, keep talking, boy.
What about now? We good? We
We
sounding
are
good?
perfect. Chat is gonna let
Excellent.
us know. Awesome.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So, yeah, English. I'm English. So you're German. I'm English. We've
So
not
I
always
can-
got along in the past. But
No.
me and you get on quite well. You know.
And
We can live
the
with each
problem is
other.
mostly my problems with the English language. So, anyways, no, I'm just kidding. Alright, so we're gonna have some pretty fast picked style here already. I mean, Ogumajai Jakiro already for Cloud9. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, they've been playing Jakiro quite a bit, as well as pretty much everyone else in the North American scene. But this whole tech team with Brax and Ike's Mike and Nuss and Fluff and stuff in TC, so the core of the old Liquid, the Liquid are doing it Liquid, now together with Brax, who was of course prior to, well, a few weeks of Navi US, and now Lust is also coming in here. So, well, I gotta say, I've got huge expectations for those guys. Let's see if they can show us a bit of a sneak peek here. And also, I gotta say, it's gonna be a very interesting game here for Cloud9. Are they gonna, I mean, they're not gonna reveal anything here for the summit, but I guess they might try some cool things out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was kind of evident as well at Dream League, where both EG and Cloud9, they were a little bit sort of saving things for the summit, which is kind of completely understandable. Like that's one of the biggest tournaments of the year for sure. So that doesn't surprise me in any shape or form that both teams will be doing that. And Cloud9 again in this game. This game isn't a massive game for them with the summit so close around the corner. They'll still want to put on a good show. They'll always want to win. That's just always the aim for Cloud9 as an organisation as well as a team. But yeah, I wouldn't expect to see anything too drastic coming out in terms of the draft.
I mean, so far it looks kind of standard, right? You got a very, very strong combination of... I mean, Ogumajai Jakiro makes a lot of sense to me. You do not need the Yule Scepter very early on the Jakiro. If he doesn't get it up, well, that's not the biggest of deals. I mean, you got a Fire Blast. If you multicast it, the damage is going to be there. Jakiro does a hell of a lot of AoE damage if people stand actually inside the whole area, which, well, a Tidehunter is rather tanky, a Lycan is quick, Paige is going to run around and, circles around the Jakiro, so... I like the Lycan pick. I'm very curious why there went any sort of ban against the guy, but we're gonna find out here very soon. And so far, well, the Jakiro is gonna be standing his ground pretty much against everything. I mean, you can lane him against a Tidehunter. Tidehunter, yes, he's strong. Yes, Anchor Smash is disgusting against any melee hero, but Jakiro is ranged, and he's got this insane passive. I mean, you can't even call it passive. It's Liquid Fire. It's so damn good. And so far, so good. I mean,
it really is. It really is. And do you
even.
think, looking at Cloud9's draft so far, I mean, with the Ogumajai and Jakiro coming out as the first picks, do you think that they've maybe taken a leaf out of Virtus Pro's books? Bear in mind what happened to them in the semi-finals of Dream League, where they got absolutely, I mean, I want to say dicked on for the first two games when they were up against that Jakiro. And do you think they're looking for maybe just in this particular game going for some sort of early push strategy, maybe seeing if they can close this one out as quickly as possible?
Well, I mean, early push isn't new at all. So I would say if Cloud9 know what they're doing, I mean, they might just try to win lanes and just gank the hard outs and just never let anyone push. And well, this is certainly not catering to this role of just getting too much stuff done. But a PA, you can lane a mid, it's gonna be fine. You can also safe lane. I mean, I don't care too much actually, but I do fear a bit for the tri lane. I guess it. I mean, is this going to be Jakiro core? Because I would definitely say a core Jakiro would make lots of sense actually against this lineup of SNA. Because I'm not sure.
Yeah, you could do, but then it depends where you're laning the Batrider. That means you're laning the Batrider in the mid lane, possibly, and then putting PA in that safe lane position. Because most likely you'd be looking at a Jakiro heading towards the off lane, unless you wanted to run some sort of safe lane Jakiro. But I'm not sure that's probably what Cloud9 are thinking of right now. Okay, Death Prophet coming out. It's amazing actually the Death Prophet manages to make it all the way through the draft to that point.
Really?
But bear in mind, these teams know each other fairly well, so there was a lot of sort of bans out in terms of heroes that both teams are very comfortable in playing. So you're going to get some of these heroes that tend to be banned out on a consistent basis, your Brewmasters, your Death Prophets, that are going to leak through, Lycan as well.
Yeah, and we just had the stats from Oldpax, who's also doing our stats, so shout out to this guy. He was just noticing, like, well, both teams actually just banned out 4 of the most played heroes. So there was a Centaur, which is pretty much the one that Snarp would like to run, that also Cloud9 like to run. I mean, Fata was playing Centaur day in, day out. So I'm not surprised at all to see Fata on the hero. I think it's excellent. It's just such a nice, well-rounded fit. He can go super deep. He can blink and initiate. You know, he's a playmaker on a hero which is rather tanky, which you usually don't have. I mean, look at the pucks of this world. Well, even the Queen of Pain to some sort of extent. I mean, she's a playmaker. Problem is, she is damn squishy, and she just doesn't fit the meta right now without any sort of control. And this, I mean, just think about this for a second. C9, they've been running the Ogre as a support for quite some time now. So this works. They know this. And then they have the Batrider, who also kind of works very well with the Centaur together. They showed this combination off a few days ago, and it just was disgusting. There was a Batrider lasso, and you just drag him back all the way pretty much into your own fountain, literally. So maybe it's not going to be quite a fountain, but you get the drift. I mean, you just impede away whenever the Batrider lassoed someone, and you're completely safe. You don't even need a 4-star. Yes, it helps. I mean, sure. You know, I'm not saying that's a bad item, but you don't need it as bad as you would any other way. And also, well, Stampede, it just works so nicely with the cooldown. 60-second cooldown on 16. Well, let's check the Batrider's lasso. Well, that's 60-second as well. What a shocker. Amazing. I just love the synergy. And, well, everyone's just so damn tanky on the side of C9, even the PA to some sort of extent. You know, who's going to build Monkey King bars? Well, the Lycan maybe. But he needs some other items first. I like it.
Yeah, and he's the only one as well. I mean, I suppose the AA, once you get into that really later portions of the game, where she's got Satanic up and running, and we've seen in the past, especially over the last sort of month or so, how strong a PA with Satanic can be, just in terms of popping that one, getting a few crits off, and finding yourself at full health again on the brinks of death. Against an Ancient Apparition, that's going to be a lot harder to be able to pull off as soon as you get that ice buff deep, that ice blast debuff on you. And interestingly, Bone 7 at the start of the game doing his usual thing, getting rid of the trees around that large camp and the medium camp towards the mid lane, just so that once he does get a few levels, I imagine in the off lane. I mean, do you expect him to start jungling right from the off go?
Well, it certainly looks like it, right?
Yeah,
and I'm actually
it.
surprised. Boots of speed certainly do help. I mean, it's never a bad item, right? You just have a bit of additional movement speed, but you would generally expect maybe a bit of regeneration instead of the iron branches. So it definitely indicates to me that he's going to be jungling, and that's a nice call. I'm looking at this top tri lane. You have a Witch Doctor with a long range initiation stun, fluff and stuff, loads of damage, and then you also have a Lycan, the Wolfscan Scout. He's just going to be deploying the whole damage. He just wants to farm up. Yeah, that's a hard Shrine to actually go up against, and it makes a lot of sense. Actually, we didn't introduce any sort of players, and before the first blood happens, you know what, Wakey? Let's do this. Who do you want?
I don't mind, buddy. Who do you want? I usually claim it, so you can go ahead.
Alright, fair point. So, let's go ahead and introduce Cloud9. They are in LA right now, in the LAN Center, and they're training for the summit, and they certainly, well, that's more of a training game for them. It's an official match, but let's see what they do. It's Phantom Assassins. Well, it's the Eternal Envy, the Eternal Sama, EE, the man himself. Let's see. Bone 7, he's usually playing the off lane. Well, he is now, but it's not quite the off lane. The Batrider right now in the jungle, just so he's safe. Someone he's chasing, IX Mike right off the off lane there. It's going to be Pylai, the man who's known for immense swaps, game-breaking things, and he's on the Ogre Magi. Then on the bottom lane, we've got Aoi 2000. He is smart as hell, and he for sure is going to be showing us right now why. Well, he's just stopping the wave. And of course, it's a German. It's Vata. Meanwhile, first blood maybe happening mid lane. Brax is dropping rather low. He's not fast at all. He's slowed from the ignite. And EE Sama, will he get another right click? It's going to be so close. Wow, Brax is juking like a madman. And now he's getting slowed. The body blocks from Pylai. He's just waiting. And oh, what a play. What a rotation and perfect play from Pylai. Just standing there, and he's fine. Nicely done.
Yeah, really nicely. So we managed to introduce one team before the first blood, but I'll go ahead and introduce the old sneaky Nyx Assassins. So starting from the top lane, we're going to have TC. He's going to be playing on the Lycan. He's going to be joined up here by this extremely strong tri lane, as you said earlier, Fluff and Stuff on the Ancient Apparition, and Lust playing on the Witch Doctor. Then in the mid lane, it is going to be Brax on the Death Prophet, and then down here, it is going to be IX Mike, who is playing very, very scared right now, and he has good reason to. Over on the Titan, so
and there
he's
it is.
Get stunned up, and look at all the aggression coming in. 3 heroes just diving past the tier 1 tower. Are they going to be able to get the kill here? Yes, they are. Double Edge going to be able to steal it, and Fata gets himself a cheeky little blood on the bottom lane.
Dude, Double Edge is
now,
so amazing. It's just so much damage. When you're playing a centaur in an aggro try, it's like, whoa, Ike's Mike, please, he's just coming back. Fada wants some more, and they're gonna find the stun. The double H is there, they don't need mana for this. Now finally we're gonna see some sort of TP rotations coming in. Oh boy, well that was a close one, but they do force rotations. Fluff and stuff is now back down here, and I can agree, it's good. I mean, you don't want to have 3 people up in the top lane, you can have 1 support pulling, 1 support roaming, but this is an ancient apparition. You need some sort of, well, I want to say levels on him, seriously. And of course the Aghanim Scepter should be coming out somewhere in the future. You don't need like a 50-minute axe, obviously, like completely off point, but you need it at some point, otherwise he's just going to fall off way too hard. And he's amazing in the late game. Like you mentioned, really Satanic is not going to be an option for the PA. Oh well, it might be, but...
Yeah, it's going to make his life a hell of a lot more awkward, and it's something that Ancient Apparition doesn't have that potential to do. He's not a Sand King, he's not a Jakiro, he can't find that farm. I mean, even if you look at Ogre Magi to an extent, he can still stack camps, he can still use Ignite to farm them. It's something that Ancient Apparition does struggle with a little bit, just finding that flash farm around about the mid-game. So he needs to be involved in kills, he needs to be able to find decent levels early on, and he needs to be able to get that Aghanim Scepter up at a decent time, because you're right, I mean 50 minutes isn't going to be enough.
And
well,
that's
Brax
a
mid lane.
Nice rotation. Yeah, once again, I mean this is just perfect execution so far, and they don't even need anyone coming down from the bottom lane. Fata was making his way over as well, just giving Aoi 2000 a bit of solo experience and a bit of solo free farm on the bottom lane, because, well, he's a centaur, he's got his strength kills up, and he's damn quick actually, and, well, if you can find some sort of kills happening, this is exactly what you want as a centaur. You don't want to fall back and farm. This is not your traditional one position, I just go and, you know, carry the game by a CS. You want to be active, and well, that's exactly what he does right there, and we already see the offerings there. I'm not sure what they're called, actually. I didn't play too much Dota in the last 2 days, and, well, those swords there, they're marking some nice deaths happening. And look at Ike's Mike, I mean, he's getting cornered. There's 3 people there. There's Eternal Envy, he's just waiting for him. Top lane, well, coming from the top is going to be Paladai, and then Fata's also waiting, and where's the Gotem coming from? They're just waiting for Brax as well, maybe to return, and he's so slow, 308 movement speed. He's just food. Whoa. Did Ike's Mike not see him? They're gonna go anyways. Wow, this is brave. No TP's coming in. Brax is taking a hell of a lot of damage. He can't even crypt swap. He can't do nothing. And the haste rune as well activated by EE. And he's chasing big time. Oh, one of the crits, 170 damage. Only level 1. Finally, we're gonna see some sort of TP reaction. It's a level 2 tower, which are people are diving right now from the side of C9. And they're gonna be very happy so far how the game is going. Oh man, aggressive stuff. And finally, Bone 7. He's actually feeling content with just going to the top lane and being a big nuisance there against the Lycan of TC.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Fata, who's managed to pick up a decently timed Tranquil Boots, and you've got Ogre Magi as well, who's naturally tanky, especially since the new patch came out. So you can just dive towers, and EE and team are doing it fairly well for the time being.
Well.
I mean, on top lane, it looks like for the time, it looks like actually TC has rotated into the jungle. Now he's got his Lycan Wolves at a level where he can efficiently jungle with them, because they do have that damage output to be able to sufficiently do it. He's closing in on the Vlads as well, which is obviously going to help him out in terms of jungling a lot more as well. And that then allows Fluff and stuff, or one of the other supports, to actually rotate into the lane, just find a little bit of CS for themselves. And we mentioned how difficult it is for an Ancient Apparition to find that gold. So this is just going to help him out a little bit more. Something that Illidan used to do on Virtus Pro Polar as well, on heroes like Drow Ranger, especially when he was playing with Leal on his Visage. Just rotating into the jungle, picking up an early Morbid Mask, and then just allowing his support to get those levels, get that bit of farm up, and it really does provide a lot to the team. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, it's so nice to see how everyone's just making sure that everyone gets a bit of farm in. Especially C9 with Aoi 2000 just having a bit of extra farm on the Jakiro. Makes a lot of sense, you know, you just get some more levels up. Some more points in the Liquid Fire are really gonna just destroy any sorts of towers while we miss a kill in the mid lane. Ancient Apparition, well, you know, no armor, no nothing, and I also just wanted to mention that the Gloves of Haste have been picked up by Fluff and stuff, so it looks like an early Midas to me. How early it's gonna be, we're gonna find out, but so far, well, it's been stopped for now. You couldn't go so greedy, no boots, no nothing, and well, looks like there's gonna be a free tower kill going the way of Fata, and he is damn close to his Blink Dagger. This guy's just farming up an absolute storm, even though he rotated into the mid lane.
Yeah, this is one of the advantages of putting that Centaur Warren in that safe lane and babysitting him a little bit in the early portions of the game. You just get that
my goodness, EE just crits so hard. Lust just got disintegrated, and well, that's an easy kill. This guy's just 4-0-1. Ouch. He's involved in 5 of the 6 kills of his team, and he also picked up 4 of those. Talk about a dominating performance so far. And he also, like, he never really dropped low or anything, and he's keeping up with the CS for quite some margin, of course. You can't really outfarm a Lycan if he's just abusing the jungle and having a free safe lane farm, but he's making sure this works.
Do you think we're going to be seeing a PA this game? I remember you casted Secret when Kuroki was playing the PA, diving the base,
please.
finding himself triple rampages.
That was just crazy.
That was ridiculous.
I don't know, that was getting skewered out of the fountain to actually prevent, like, complete destruction. Ouch. Anyways, 8 minutes in, let's check some hero levels so far, and, well, not really surprising, it's Eternal Envy just making sure he's on the top of the chart. Also 2k gold soon to be in the bank account, and, well, they lose the tier 1 in the top lane, but, I mean, that's a trade, right? 6 for 2 on the kills, and so far it looks like C9 are just in a really good spot. Ike's Mike is jungling very efficiently right now, but Eternal Envy just doesn't give any sorts of shits right now. He's just diving him, Ike's Mike dropping low. One more crit, this is all he needs, he's waiting actually. Now the Stampede is coming through, and another crit. Ay, 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 this is just too much. And look at this, they've got 2 people here. Eternal Envy is just popping his Invis rune and he's just waiting. He wants to find some more. Left hand side, everyone is coming in. They're gonna find one. Who's coming in over? Oh, it's TC. He's the Lycan. He should be rather tanky. Emi in the meantime just crits another Ancient Apparition down, and looks like everyone else just content for the time being. Eternal Envy, will he pay for his sins? It definitely looks like it. Fata comes in with a hoof stomp. Well, that was... he wanted to actually save EE, but this doesn't work with the Maledict debuff onto him, and Fata, you know, he's just way too tanky. He just casually walks away. And that's Cloud9 just showing Snar who's boss right now.
Yeah, the lanes have gone so well for them so far, and I mean, even Bone 7 has been able to find a decent bit in the jungle. I mean, we're looking at a Blink Dagger, pretty reasonably timed, you have to say, bearing in mind he didn't really make any kind of appearance in the offlane. He did briefly once the rotation from the Lycan came into the jungle, but walked away very quickly as soon as Brax decided to head over to that top lane. And I mean, you have to say for Sneaky Nick's Assassins right now, it's not looking very good for them at all.
Well, they still have some options, right? They've still got this this ace card of the Lycan in the die side.
Yeah, I mean, they still have this crazy strong mid game as well. When you look at the
Right.
AA and the Titan in terms of their just 2 ultimates together, you can really blow a few heroes up very, very quickly. Add in the physical damage coming in from the Exorcism, from the Death Prophet, and yeah, there's always the potential for them to make stuff happen. And well, talking of making stuff happen, top lane, Lust is going to go in aggressive, and they're actually going to find the deny onto the tower as well. Aoi does have a TP, so he can just TP out if he wants to. But he's actually going to stay. They might just reinitiate onto this one. Fata has jumped up here. He is going to be able to find out Lust, and they're going to be able to completely blow him up. The double edge, making quick work of that one, and Aoi's actually going to be able to pick up the kill. Is he going to survive through this one, though? Brax is looking. He needs one more quick swarm if he can find it. Is he going to be able to get it off? No, he isn't. He just gets absolutely melted, literally, by that Macropyre, and he is going to go down as well, so I think, yeah, in fact, EE, he's still finding kills himself. I mean, he's now up to 7 kills on this Phantom Assassin, finding one on the AA there in the mid lane.
Yeah, and of course, there was some sort of counter kill happening, so... Well, TC picks himself up the Ogre Magi, which is important. He was trailing in level just a bit, but now he should be in a good spot. I mean, he's level 9, of course. PA is far and up away. This is way too much, but in general, it's still okay for the Lycan. He can catch up. Now the problem is, not only do you have a very aggressive mid-game coming up from Snar, you also have loads of ganking potential. You have a PA which can really work on those ganks. I mean, we see it time and time again that EE just casually, you know, participates in a gang, gets some kills done, and just farms up the wave right next to him, or just transitions into his enemy's jungle very aggressively. And also you have Bone 7 and Fada. And those 2 guys alone can pretty much kill anyone on the map if they find someone. Pair that with an Ogre Magi. Dude, this is so much damage. And also Aoi 2000 is just bit pushing like a madman. He is playing a full position. Well, guess what? At the pace he's farming and just, you know, split pushing like a crazy guy, he's not going to be full position for too long. Well, maybe if he dies now, this could be an option. Brax, well, that's a nice death by Lust. Aoi 2000 is not dropping down. Actually, Brax goes down. Maybe one more right click is all they need. Nah, it's going to be 2 more. Nicely done. And blink away. It's going to be Fata. He doesn't want to chase this, but still... Just because of his engagement there, Fata, he actually saves his body, and, you know, Jakiro, look at this guy. He's just never done farming. Oh, and now you're such a tool. Oh, and Fata finds himself an Invis rune. Oh, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. Oh, the Ice Blast? Well, that's a bit of an issue, but not too much, I guess. I mean, Aoi 2000 kind of dodged it, and now it's time for someone. Maybe not? Oh, Jesus Christ. Too much. Too much, too quick. I'm sorry, guys, but now Ike's Maker's on the run. Eternally can actually turn this around. Look at this. He's just critting with the daggers already. Oh, man.
Yeah. He knows. He knows he's absolutely fine for the time being. And it's going to be... Well, has he got the Battle Fury finished? Yeah, he can pick it up if he wants to. So he's sending the courier over to the secret shop now. Platinum Courier versus the Gold Roshan. At the start of the game it was. It is now changing on the Sneaky Nick's Assassin side. They haven't locked it in.
Oh, you know, it's unusual.
You know, Battle of the Couriers. You gotta outdo your opponent on the courier as well. That's like a moral victory, even if you lose. Dude,
Right.
I try and find every kind of little win.
You know what's an issue though?
So many games that I lose. Yeah, go on.
This one, the Battle Fury, 30 minutes in. That is actually crazy good timing. He is like, well, yeah, Modpic's just filling us in. The new record, like the 10-minute record of farm, was just shattered by 40 GPM by E. So he is far up and away the best farmed hero in 10 minutes, the best farmed PA in 10 minutes ever. You know, I mean, 30 minutes better fury, that's fine. And he's just gonna go and keep rolling. He's already up on 8.4k net worth. This is too much. This is way too much. What do you have against this guy? Well, you've got a stun, you've got a bit of physical DPS coming up from the Death Ward, but you need some levels up on the guys on Sneaky Nick's Assassins. You really do. They're all level 6, that's nice, and now let's see if this works. Because they've got the wolves, they've got it scouting, now TC pops his ultimate. They need to find someone. Out 2000, he knows there's not going to be any sorts of buy out there. Well, maybe there is. Ice Path does it nicely, now he TP's out. Out 2000,
well played.
Oh my goodness! Got him, boys, and now it's go time in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Father just blinking in, and the Ravage. Oh, no, well, not quite a Shiva run. This actually works, and now he's here. But there's no Anchor Smash, there's no nothing. He crits for well above 500 damage already. IX Mike, another crit. This guy's on fire right now. Well, show me the crits, boys. Doesn't need it. Bone 7 picks up the kill, and this is another of those exchanges where this is just not feeling like it should be going the way of SNA, which is a shame. Uh-oh, TC. Oh, any sorts of crits? No, he's not gonna do it. No. No, that's too much. You can't crit a Lycan down from 100%. This is...
He needed at least 2 in a row there, for sure. But,
yeah, that's
you know, once the bash is up, I mean, we've already seen a very, very quick Battle Fury coming out from EE. As soon as the bash is up, then you're not going to be able to just TP away from him. You're going to be in a little bit of trouble. And EE is definitely the scariest thing for SNA right now. And he's just providing so much space for his team. When you play this mid lane PA, you actually turn into a reasonable ganker. You don't just have to AFK farm off the map and look at your farming patterns for the entire game. Obviously, it's very, very important, but you can actually create so much space just by being such a nuisance to enemy supports. Because how is a Witch Doctor, how is an AA meant to stand up against EE at this stage? They just can't. They just, if they get caught out of position, even slightly, then they're just going to go down.
Yeah, it's like... I mean, it really is an issue. So... You pick supports. I mean, the Ancient Apparition, not so much, like the Witch Doctor. The Ancient Apparition is gonna work, like one way or the other, and I actually really like it. Fluff and stuff picks up some power threats. Oh, TC. Father, he knows what's up. This is gonna be very bad. Oh, there's gonna be a medallion use, and let's see him die, and he just gets blown up. 3 guys in your face, blink daggers and a blink strike right there with you. And Tyler Cook just got absolutely dunked on. Now, maybe there's gonna be some sort of vengeance happening here. Paladin in the mid lane is... Well, he's pushing up rather aggressively, but this only is an Ancient Apparition. No one is really showing his face. Mike is scared. Lust is scared. Everyone is so damn scared. And they need some items. They need some sort of farm. They need some experience. Experience graph is... Oh, yeah. 10k experience lead for C9. This is... Ouch. What a beating.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. I mean... 10k at this stage of the game. I mean, 10k 50 minutes in, that's nothing. 10k 16 minutes in, that's too much. And, well, PA is going to be able to pick himself up. He's going to be able to pick himself up the Aegis now. So that means he can go even more balls to the wall.
It's not like he's doing it not already, but...
Exactly. Exactly.
Uh-oh, Brax is getting pinged out, and let's see the crits, and here they are! Welcome, buddy, to the party! Well, maybe not. Well, okay. He was like, well, we don't have any sorts of idea what's happening, actually. And this is due to the map vision. They don't have... Yeah, I mean, this whole area, they have absolutely no idea about it. And this is where 5 people of SNA were actually hanging out. But I just gotta say, Aoi 2000, he wasn't the flashiest one, but he brought down the tier 2 in the mid lane to 300 HP. The tier 2 in the top lane is right now pushing down 250. This is pretty much what you kind of need. Now, well, maybe there's going to be redemption point. Uh-oh, there's going to be TPs coming in. TC, he kind of wants to find Fata, and he's still cornered. And here comes he. Oh, he gets blown up. Hasty reactivated. He's just running away from the spirits. He's going to be fine for the time being. Wonderful 3-man ice path and the hoofstorm and everything else. Fata just says who's boss right there. That's going to be the Ravage. Hits onto only one and the Death Prophet ward. Well, actually, the Death ward, there we go. It's doing a lot of work. This is going to be the Aegis being done. But this is not enough. This is not enough. There's going to be round 2 coming in. And here we go. Lust gets blinked on. And there's no... Well, there's going to be some crits. There you go. 168. I don't think this was even a crit. This was just a usual right click and... Well, that's
he's
it.
Critting for about 855 right now. So it certainly wasn't a crit, but it was more than enough to be able to bring down this Witch Doctor. And again, this is the problem. How do you really fight up against this one? Especially when E has the Aegis. You can afford to play balls to the wall and die if he wants to. As long as they get decent trades out of it, and they certainly did in that engagement. So C9 just absolutely dominating this early game. I mean, you still have a Lycan on the side of SNA, so I mean, you can still try and prolong the game as much as possible, but really the Lycan is one of those heroes that can fight up against most, but PA is not one of those, unfortunately. Just a couple of crits later into the game, and he's going to be absolutely getting shredded. So I really feel like ways of dealing with this PA just aren't there at the moment for SNA.
Yeah, also another thing. I mean, here's the deal. We just had SNA kind of break even on the fight. I don't want to say they won it, but they didn't really lose it. You know, they got an Aegis, they've got a kill. It's okay. You know, it's just fine. But they use long duration ultimates. Exorcism, 145-second cooldown. Then also the Ravage on 150. And guess what C9 used? I mean, they are using right now Macro Power to just to farm up because AoE's just this damn farmed. So you know what's the deal there. I mean, this is just a huge issue. And Brax also, Fluff and stuff, they kind of roamed around, wanted to see if they can fish out anyone there. I don't think you want to go in E-Sama. He's just a bit too fat right now, but, you know, the idea is still there. And also the thing is, he knows exactly he doesn't need to go BKB right now. He's going balls to the walls, like you mentioned, like the whole game, he's just playing his thing. He's playing very aggressively and, well, not so much actually getting punished for it. Maybe Paladai is going to be the one here. Not quite. Meanwhile, actually, C9 are trying to pressure tier 3. Someone has to TP back. Hello? SNA, it's go time. Defend your X.
Dude, Aoi is playing so aggressively up here on this top lane. He's been on this top lane for a good sort of 10 minutes or so. Just literally creating space for the rest of his team. Pushing down the tier 2, pushing now, banging on the door of the tier 3 as well. And, I mean, these illusions from the Phantom Assassin.
Oh, didn't catch the TPs.
They're working on it.
Yeah, now they go. Oh, TC actually uses Medallion.
TC's in so much trouble right now.
Wow.
He's actually going to give up and decide to go back for the tier 3 tower instead, but in comes Spatter, he jumps in, he finds Brax. There is going to be a return Ravage coming from IX Mike, and with the Death Ward, they may be able to defend this one. They may be not going to lose a Rax at this stage of the game, and TC is actually going to chase this one out, pops the ultimate form, looking to see if they can bring down Fata. They are indeed going to be able to do so, but look at the damage coming in from EE. These crits are just disgusting at this stage of the game. He's going to be able to instantly blow up the Lycan, and when the Lycan's down, really what you have in terms of physical damage to be able to push, you've already popped the Death Ward, you do have Exorcism, but I mean, you're using Exorcism 20 minutes into the game just to defend your Rax. This really isn't what you want to be using it for. And EE has absolutely no fear right now. He might not have an Aegis, but he's just got the damage. He can just jump in whenever he wants.
The game has an error. The error is 322, and the 322 error means mercy is not found, because there's absolutely no mercy given by EE. I was skeptic for a second, because Burn7 could have cancelled the TP there, actually. He was jumping forwards with a blink and lassoing someone, which was a nice decision. I mean, they got the kill. Oh, he walks into 4 people. Now this might be redemption point. Vengeance. Well, no. Okay. Well, that's a nice Yule Scepter by Brax. There's going to be an ultimate coming out as well, but it doesn't clip. It doesn't clip. There might be reinitiation, actually. This is way too risky.
Yeah, they're going to turn it around. E can go straight in for this one. He's going to jump onto Lust. He's going to be able to find him. The crits are just coming down from the illusions, because, of course, illusions do crit, and they're bringing down Lust, and E's going to turn his attention actually to IX Mike. It's going to be the Jakira that brings that one down with a liquid fire, but E wants to find more. He's going to get the crit on the dagger. Lust is going to go down. Oh, what an absolute nightmare for SNA right now. They lose another 2 heroes. They're probably going to lose their Rax off the back of this as well. And meanwhile, there's actually an initiation on bottom lane. They're going to be able to find out Brax slightly out of position. Although you say out of position, he's sitting behind his tier 2 tower, but that's just not where you can sit when there's Fata with a Blink Dagger on this Centaur Warrunner.
Yeah, this is precisely why they pick up the Centaur Warrunner. This is it. They just call it. Too much of a beating. And wow, this was one of the quickest game ones I actually had the pleasure to cast here in the DotaPit. And I just gotta say, I'm impressed. Holy smokes. That was just C9 showing his boss. Oh my goodness. Right, Wakey.
Hey, we mentioned it in the draft, like, we thought that maybe they'll go for some sort of early push strategy. It wasn't really that at all coming out from Cloud9, it was just pure early aggression. They picked up the Centaur, they played it in the safe lane, put EE on that Phantom Assassin in the mid lane, and he just went absolute ham. So with the Jakiro, I mean, I think I have to say, Aoi played absolutely superbly that game, created so much space for his team, allowed his team to play so aggressively, and they closed out the jungle so early on of SNA, not allowing them to do anything in terms of farming, and just sort of suffocated them into that defeat. But yeah, pretty nice from C9, wanting to end this one as quickly as possible.
Yeah, they're not playing around. They just want to have a quick dinner, it looks like. So guys, speaking of a quick dinner, just fetch some food, fetch some drinks. We're going to be back in just a few minutes. The DotaPit League Season 2 is going to be coming your way in just a bit. This was Wakey and Chipmuckle signing off for the time being. Second game very soon.